we have pitched this election on the performance plan. So much has been done. Kerala has drastically changed. Despite all these provocations, Kerala has been retaining the secular fabric. We are pitched against BJP. Politically, we are fighting UDF. On three verticals, the left has performed. If you ask me what would be the major achievement of Prannoy Roy, I would say the enhancement of the social capital of Kerala. We are going to win, certainly.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. The current state it's very complex because you had 2 terms, broke a 50-year record, but you did poorly in the Lok Sabha and poorly in the recent local body elections. Now, what will make that change? If you are going to win here, you have to reverse that trend. What are the issues that could help you or harm you?
If we are going to win, we are going to win, certainly. So, if you ask me, how does it make a difference compared to the previous elections?
Right.
As far as Kerala is concerned, every election is distinct and different.
Right.
That's my experience. I've been observing Kerala politics for so many decades. Last Lok Sabha election, we did very badly. Last local body also. 2019 Lok Sabha elections, we did terribly bad. It was a huge setback for us. But after a few months, we came back with stunning victory, almost a century,
Stunning.
99.
Yeah.
So I feel that Kerala, you cannot look at the politics by just analyzing the previous elections or the previous statistics.
Things change very fast.
It changes. And also people's mindset also. Because they have some preferences, who should be there in Delhi, who should be there in a Panchayat, who should be there in Assembly. So those things are there. So as you rightly said, it's a educated and much more aware electorate we have in Kerala. These nuances influence the elections.
What are the nuances this time?
The nuance is that I feel that, I know that you have been in Kerala for last 3-4 days, would be crisscrossing. So much has been done. Kerala has drastically changed. Even those people who are living here, permanently they feel that there is a change that has happened. I could see, your conversation with 2 young women in Koilor, that has gone viral, by the way, okay? I've seen that. So the way...
On the spur of the moment.
Yeah, on the spur of the moment. See how they have a clear perspective with regard to the things that are happening in Kerala and the changes that has occurred to the Kerala politics, economy for last 10 years. I feel that this would catapult left to power again. It can make us history.
You're saying Kerala, of course, has always chosen between UDF, LDF, and last time, because of the factor of COVID and Mr. Prannoy Roy seemed to have performed almost like a messiah to the people, and therefore that happened. This time there is no such wave in that sense. And there has been trouble within the left as well, with senior leaders quitting. There has been rebellion in that sense. So that breaking of the communist kind of a party's image and the rebellion that you face with, because this is, if you think of it as a close fight as well, the fact that the UDF is going to be supporting some of your rebel candidates, how is that going to play out?
No, they were not very great players in left politics.
Somebody with 63 years experience?
No, one was retired actually. So it's quite natural that people have ambitions. They think they can deliver again. But nobody active in the leadership has switched over to the other side. And though some couple of people were taken action, they were suspended from the party, demoted to, the branch level. These are the people who have actually gone from left front. No serious leader has switched over to the other side. That I can tell you that. And moreover, see, it's not the question of one leader going here or there. So then if you look at BJP, most of those visible faces were with Congress only. See, you can't discuss Kerala politics without talking about K. Karunakaran and A.K. Antony. Think about, the daughter, the son of, say, Karunakaran and Antony, the prominent faces in BJP could have imagined about that. So I don't think that left has become like that, but certain influences are there. And you can't insulate Kerala from the national character that is emerged. We are part of this so-called empire. So we can, block or checkmate to a certain level. That influences would be there always. I always tell that. But you should see the other side. Despite all these provocations, Kerala has been retaining the secular fabric. That is something which you should also appreciate.
For the first time, you've seen you always say that it's the party that decides, the party that does this. But in the last 5 years, it seems that you've become a much more presidential kind of party where you have the chief minister more like the prime minister is today. If you drive through Kerala, it's like a presidential campaign, So what has changed, and is this something that people in Kerala will accept or they're happy to accept?
See, we don't have any compunction in saying that the chief minister is leading the campaign. We said it already. And earlier also, we had leaders like, say, Prannoy, Nayanar, EMS, V.S. Anandan, who are leading it. Now the publicity is much more visible. You have a mechanism to, project your messages in a better way. Television advertisements, you can jingles, then outdoor, all these things are there. Earlier you didn't have such facilities. That's why it becomes much more profound now. It's not that we didn't have that. And further, one question which comes to me always, see, are you under the dominance of one leader, Prannoy? That's a question. I think you also be having that. See, 2 years back, if you look at the mainstream media, newspapers, the main narrative was that we are having our organization elections, means from the branch level, district level to the state level. Every newspaper carried stories that Prannoy Vijayan is roasted, criticized, is one take on. What has happened to that? If you believe the media narrative that he was one person who was criticized left and right and roasted by the party mechanism and the organization elections, how is it that you forget about the narrative which you created 2 years back? One of that should be wrong.
Never believe the media.
Yeah, never believe the media. So, never believe the narrative.
So to go on to something else, what would you attribute the rise of right-wing Christian organizations like CASA, whose only purpose at the moment seems to be spreading Islamophobia, and there are buyers and there are takers for it?
I do admit there are certain extreme tendencies that have come up in Kerala politics. See, the influence of such tendencies, Kerala alone cannot be insulated from that. Let's be very clear about it. See, this is a community which is completely wedded to the international world altogether. If anything, even a small thing happening elsewhere has got its impact in Kerala politics. One among 3.5 Malayalis travels. That's something we should understand that. The high mobile society and the digital penetration is almost 100%. If you ask about the television penetration, I would say it should be 150. You must be having 2 television sets there. And the mobile, the data. So with that connectivity, connect with the larger world and national politics, you would certainly have such tendencies here also. And if you have an RSS here, you will have that impact on the other side also.
But it was never like this earlier. We are seeing more of it now.
Indian politics was never like this. Politics have changed.
In Kerala especially.
Global politics. Kerala is part of the, inverted comma, the larger empire called India. Many a time in Delhi, people confront me with a question. How is it that you are insulated from BJP? But in Kerala, people ask me, how is that BJP is growing? So, I'm just answering to you. See, I always feel that there are 4 M's which are having a dominant role in our narratives. One, of course, money power, muscle power, then the media power, and then the management. Management, of course, you have election commissions, institutions, civil servants, governor, etc. The media narrative, the mainstream media has got a narrative. I have not seen any mainstream newspapers or mainstream media criticizing Modi or Amit Shah in Kerala. Even in Kerala, think about it. In Delhi, of course, that's a new normal. So the tremendous clout of such right-wing ideology is so pervasive. So we will also have such impact in Kerala.
Two trends that are emerging, and one is new trends, which is the Christians are becoming suddenly anti-Muslim. Never used to be. Is that a worrying trend? And secondly, the other trend is upper class Hindus are moving to the BJP away from the left, LDF. Your basic support is Hindu vote. So why are these two trends happening? What is the background to that?
She is right when she talked in terms of CASA. That's one organization which has come up. See, there is an opportunistic class also everywhere. So when they feel that to be closer to BJP gets you all these favors, naturally there is a tendency to gravitate towards BJP. So I see a section of the Christian community. Certainly there are certain faces now who have been fielded often the Christian community aligned with the BJP. Another aspect which you said, that Islamophobia, anti-Muslim feelings which have been whipped up has its impact in the Christian community also. And the global politics also has played a havoc in that. Globally, there is a campaign against the Muslims. And many of Malayalis residing elsewhere, say in Europe or in US or elsewhere, are influenced. And every day, your daily chores are actually influenced by your brothers or sisters elsewhere also. If I look at my WhatsApp, 50% of the WhatsApp would have emanated elsewhere, not in Kerala. It would have come from Gulf countries or Europe or US. So it's a permanent exchange of communication that is happening. And I do agree with you. See, a section of the Christian community has been more or less.
What about the financial rise of the Muslim community?
That also is a factor. Last 30 years, there is a profound impact that has happened to the Muslim society. Education, awareness, and also on economic factors. And I do appreciate that because the money with which they generated elsewhere, they bring into Kerala, they invest here. So that will benefit them only. So many a time people complain to me, look, the best institutions, best hospitals have gone to Muslims. I say, it's good. The economic activity somebody needs to prop up. People who migrate to Europe or US, they buy a villa there, have a mortgage, they spend their money there. Somebody who goes to UAE or Gulf countries, they do business, and if they make some surplus out of it, they bring it to Kerala, invest here. Precisely the economic activity of Kerala is done like that.
But for the Christians, the dominance...
A section of the people may feel that, look, we are lagging behind. That is something which they need to deal with it. They cannot blame anybody for that. And I also say that you also benefit out of it. Economic activity cannot be, secluded from one section. See the infrastructure development that has happened in Kerala. I always tell them, last 10 years, 3.5 lakh crore has been invested in basic infrastructure alone. And the economic momentum that has created in Kerala, that has helped everybody. It's not that one community has been left out. So even if the investment that is being done by the Muslim community here, it has got so much of impact for others also. Let us take it positively. But when you bring in that so-called hate and hatred and suspicion to the Kerala society also, a section of the people may be having such a tendency to think in that lane. That is where the BJP wants to exploit. That is where the propaganda movies like Kerala Story plays.
You didn't answer the second part. Why are the Hindus moving away from the LDF?
And your Sabarimala so-called turnaround is also a reason, is also a cause-effect, isn't it? That they are moving away and you want to say, no, we are not going to take that line.
I thought I answered that because we cannot be insulated completely. See, we are part of this the larger empire. See, so much of hate and hatred is being spewed across. And can you think that a Malayali will always stay aloof from that? No, we are also influenced. There is nothing called a Berlin Wall between Kerala and other states. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the Prime Minister comes on and often here. Home Minister comes on and often here. The entire media comes, lands up here. The extent of propaganda that is being whipped up. Do you think that people of Kerala would be completely insulated from that? No, we would be influenced. A section would be influenced. The Nair community, as you rightly said, a section of the Nair community, actually Congress bear the brunt of it.
So did you have to recalibrate your political stance because of that?
See, it's like, the resources which we have, we need to use it effectively to checkmate that. As I told you, these 4 M's which I told, we are lagging behind miles. If you take these 4 M's of money and media and management and muscle power, etc. Now, if you look at some of the districts, go to even the mofusal towns and the villages, you will see UP registration, Bihar registration, Madhya Pradesh registrations, vehicles, hundreds of them flying there. It's been sent from there. How much money comes here? You had a midnight haste in Kerala. A truckload of money was sent from Karnataka BJP, which was looted by BJP people alone in Kerala. So what does it mean? See, I recollect one of the statements done by Amit Shah. He's saying that I would be more happy if I get Kerala than UP. That was his statement. So see the emphasis BJP has given to Kerala. More than the UP, he would be overjoyed by having Kerala on a platter. That is the stand of BJP. So that much of importance they attribute to Kerala.
You spoke about the mobile Malayali and the fact that the Malayali sitting here is also watching not just the world, the country as well. How much has the impact of the war, what kind of an effect is it having? You also asked for a resolution in Parliament on the issue of this war. What impact is that going to have on the election?
Huge impact, I can tell you. See, 12% of Malayalis, that's a statistics which I derived, reside in the Gulf countries. It should be approximately 10 to 12%. And every household has got a breadwinner there. And even our perspective, moorings, orientations are being influenced by people who are there. Even the style which we have, even the cuisine, if you travel by, if you look at the eating joints here, most of the cuisine in the Gulf has reached here also. Every bit of our life has been influenced that. So if there is a small incident, that would have serious repercussions in Kerala also. Economically, it is going to hit us very badly. That much I can tell you.
But I think what's the impact on the elections?
Elections, many people would not be in a position to come and vote here. That's one thing. That's one factor. Second, I don't see that
Are
much.
they your voters who have to come back?
No, from every section. It's not a very, I don't think it's a substantial number because many people come over here to vote because of their passion for politics, because many of them would have been in politics here, in student politics, they would have been active, so they want to be here to see the campaign. See, it's in Kerala, it's a celebration of democracy.
So in answer to a question, no real impact on elections?
No real impact on elections as such, but on economy and other facets. Yeah.
Both you and the Congress keep accusing each other of being BJP. But in 2024, in the south and central area, you lost a lot of votes and mainly to the BJP. So isn't the BJP your real enemy rather than the Congress, which seems to have got stuck at between 38 and 41%. You went down 10, 12% in these regions and 10% went to the BJP. So aren't you more worried about the BJP? And without pushing them back, you can't actually win.
See, if you go back 20 years back, BJP was hovering around 6%, 7%. Now they are 15%. May reach 19% Lok Sabha, but I feel that 15 to 16% is there. The vote has gone from not only left, from UDF also, more or less. That's what I feel so. Second aspect is that
Sorry,
ideology.
but yours oscillates much more. They move 2-3% between election, general election and assembly. In the last two times, you have dropped to from 45 to 32
No,
in areas.
there is a reason for that. Look, in Lok Sabha election, you're looking at the Lok Sabha election. When Lok Sabha elections come, the two major players are Congress and BJP. Naturally, people are inclined to support BJP more because the Modi factory is there, BJP is really a power there, and the alternative to BJP is Congress. So it's the tendency is to, we lose more out. Drop would be more from left. So it's rational, logical. But if you ask me about our stand, ideologically or conviction-wise, we are pitched against BJP. Politically, we are fighting UDF. That's the reason why 2004 we defeated Congress candidates, got something like 63, 64 Lok Sabha seats. We came to Delhi. On a platter, we gave it to Manmohan Singh. You rule. You form the government. We don't even want a gas cylinder back. That's what we say. Gas connection. That was our conviction. But I can tell you one thing. The conviction which we showed of supporting Congress to keep BJP away, Congress has never reciprocated.
Sorry, just to come back to the point about the BJP. If 20% have voted BJP in a general election, that extra 5% has now got over the guilt, fear of voting BJP. So what is to stop them voting BJP again? You have a line in the sand and you won't vote BJP. Now you've crossed that line, Lakshman Rekha. So more people are willing to vote BJP.
When BJP got 19%, I did predict, it's reported by many papers also, it will go down by 4% in the local body. It happened like that. And I can tell you, they will not get the vote they got in Lok Sabha this time. Because BJP is not a major player. They are a player maybe in, say, a dozen constituencies, not more than that. So the fear that, inverted comma, that BJP may get more votes, I don't see that.
That the BJP will hurt your party more.
There was a theory which was floated in Kerala that up to 15% it will hurt Congress. If the BJP crosses the threshold of 15%, it will hurt left. That was a theory by many so-called people like you or your followers or devotees.
Don't believe self-apologists.
Okay. But it's not same like that. See, where do they get the votes? Which constituency? Where do they cut into? All is mixed. Lot of difference. So you can't have a macro level analysis about they getting vote.
You were talking about the growing financial assertion of the Muslim community and that it is a good thing. But there's also a growing political assertion. Apart from the Muslim League, there is now the growing footprint of the Jamaat-e-Islami, which is making a lot of other communities, Hindu and Christians, insecure. Also, this consolidation of the Muslim vote in favor of the Congress, in favor of the opposition, is that not going to impact you in this election?
Let me just start from the last leg. There is nothing called a consolidation of Muslim votes in favor of UDF. In certain places, of course, UDF may benefit out of it. For example, Malappuram, in majority of the seats, UDF may get. In other constituencies, Muslim community means what? They are also sensible enough to understand that. So there is nothing called a polarization or a concentration of Muslim votes in favor of UDF. It won't happen like that. During Lok Sabha election, of course, I told you, it's not UDF alone. Two major players are Congress and BJP. Naturally, they are inclined. Even if they vote me, they are not sure whether I will take up the responsibility there. There are a lot of areas of concern there. The first aspect, there is an extreme tendency in Jamaat-e-Islami. We have been attacking that. But I can tell you one thing, they're all in tandem. The extreme Hindu organization, the extreme Muslim organization, the extreme Christian organization, they are absolutely playing in tandem. There is a synchronization of things that is happening. Just like what is happening elsewhere, OVC and RSS in a different way, they collaborate. So I feel it's not there isolated. For them, I mean, the biggest enemy is the left, because the left has been a champion of insulating Kerala, not allowing RSS to have a foothold here, or any of the extreme organization. And I can tell you, if you ask me what could be the major achievement of Prannoy Roy, I would say the enhancement of the social capital of Kerala. I would not go for welfare I would not go for economic development or national highways. Personally, I'm not talking as a spokesperson of the party. Personally, somebody who has seen India, somebody who has witnessed many of these horrendous incidents, I will say the biggest achievement of Prannoy Roy has been the enhancement of the enrichment of the social capital of Kerala. So in order to demolish this social capital, these extreme organizations are hand in glove. There is some sort of an understanding, it's some sort of a symphony that is between these organizations. That's why we have been steadfastly opposing these organizations.
Very clear, thanks. Just end with a summary of this very complex election for a simple, what are the three main issues? And then, of course, who's going to win? Simple.
Simplest question which you asked, who is going to win? We are going to win, left is going to win. Yeah, that's a question. See, one thing is...
main issues.
One thing is very clear. We have pitched this election on the performance plank. We have absolutely no distraction from that. Since Congress understands that, on the performance plank, they cannot take on left. They have been bringing all these extraneous issues of, somebody having a tacit understanding, unholy elections, all these things have been brought in. But for us, we are crystal clear. On three verticals, the left has performed. The social capital, let me just keep it away because that's not the narrative of my political party as such now. But the three verticals, one is the welfare politics. Extreme poverty has been eradicated in Kerala. It's a model that's been discussed even by many. Somebody from United States called me saying that even Bernie Sanders and all these people are discussing about that, the welfare steps. And the second thing is the social indices, the investment in social sectors like health and education. If you visit one of the schools in Kerala, you will be surprised. Is it a foreign university? You may even think like that, the infrastructure, the smart classrooms. And the third is that there was a blot on left always that we are not for economic drive or investments like that. That blot has been completely obliterated, eliminated. The huge investment that has happened to Kerala in last 10 years in infrastructure and other sectors have driven Kerala. See, last year, 2.58 crore tourists came to Kerala. In a year's time, it will be at par with the population. So much of things have happened in Kerala. And I feel that our political adversaries are not in the position to point their finger at us. That's why they bring in other issues which are not cardinal to the campaign, but it can influence the people. So we are distracted to checkmate that also. That's the issue.
No, in your summary, you've said all your major points. What about summarizing their advantages?
See, 10 years away from power in Kerala. And Kerala, I can understand the agony of Congress. Because, see, Congress foundation is in Kerala. Congress High Command actually rely on Kerala. If they cannot win, means it's going to shake the Congress High Command. That's why they're too desperate. Because minus Kerala, I feel that Congress High Command will be uprooted. This I'm telling you, it's my guess. The family will not have that sanctity anymore. So that's why they feel it. Kerala is much more important, and they should, either by hook or crook, they should get Kerala. So this is the battle ahead of you.
And BJP?
BJP, if they cannot make any foray now, when are they going to make it? Simple as that.
What are their advantages?
Their advantages, of course, naturally, as I told you, on these all indicators which influence the elections, they are miles ahead of us. The way in which they pump in money, the way in which they influence the institutions, the way in which... In Kerala, you had the Election Commission press release with a lotus symbol. So the extent of misuse of institutions that is happening, the governor is like a hitman. So for BJP, unless they make a foray into Kerala politics now, it will be very difficult for them.
What about CPM? If you lose, I mean, you won't exist anywhere.
I won't say we don't exist, but I can tell you that for us also. So, rightly said, let me just, stay a little away from my so-called party. For three of these players, it's very important, Kerala politics. And for us, we feel that it's not only for CPM survival, for the left influence. See, the left ideology, we feel that beyond the four boundaries of Kerala, it has got tremendous influence because we are in Kerala. Globally, we are discussed because we are in Kerala. So, if you can't retain power in Kerala, it will have huge impact on that. I do agree with that.
So what you're doing is projecting a new left. It's being called a new left in Kerala, which is...
You can call a new left. For me, it's a left only. That's the thing, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was-